All right, guys, we're going to kick off this fireside chat with both Waves and Band. I'm Mr.Kristof. You guys know me on YouTube as the greatest cryptocurrency channel to have ever existed. And again, the purpose for today's chat is to talk about Band and Waves partnering with the Waves ecosystem, including Gravity and Neutrino, where both teams commit to building interchain DeFi applications together. So to make sure we can fully understand that concept and the teams behind it, we're going to have this discussion. I'm going to give you guys a solid introduction of each person involved, and hopefully by the end of this video, you guys can make you guys can conclude, make an informed decision about just how big this partnership is. All right, so who wants to be first? I guess we'll go with Saravis, since you're the first person I see in my screen. When did you, just kind of give a little bit more perspective about who you are, when did you first hear about Bitcoin or blockchain technology?
Sure. Quick background. So my name is Sarvis. I'm the CEO of Band Protocol. I'm an engineer by training. So I did computer science at Stanford for my undergrad. That's when I took my first cryptography class. And that's when I heard about Bitcoin back in 2013. Got me really interested, given that I'm also a really political person. I'm really interested in politics. Clearly a liberal, so pretty left-wing, especially, what's going on with Thailand. I'm not sure if you guys follow, but, we are a classic example of why we need decentralization and why a big government is not really helpful in managing a country. And that's why personally, for me, when I heard about this Bitcoin ideas of, decentralization, I fell in love with it, and I know I want to make a career out of this.
Nice. So I guess to summarize that, it was the freedom aspects of blockchain tech that brought you in. That's really cool. I think the philosophies is what really brings people or gains people's interest in the very beginning. And then he kind of opens your eyes to a whole new world. Now, Paul, same question to you. When did you first hear about Bitcoin or blockchain technology? What got you interested?
It's funny because at that time, I think it was in 2013, and Bitcoin was basically treated almost like a scam at that time. But one thing, I'm more of engineer by training. So at that time, there's, that thing called cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, and you can mine it, and it uses crypto. It sounds really interesting to me, and it hooked me in immediately. So at that time, I was still in the college, and I took all my life saving at that moment, go to the bank, transfer it to somewhere in Middle Europe, and got my first Bitcoin, and it's all rabbit hole from there.
Nice. Yeah, it's like I don't know about in Europe or Asia, if you guys are familiar with the chips they call Pringles, but they say once you pop, you can't stop, right? It's like once you get started, you can't quit, you get that first little bit of Satoshi or that one Bitcoin, and after that it's just like a gambler, right? You just can't stop no matter what. You just tuned in. All right, this is pretty cool. Now, Ilya, am I saying that right?
Yeah, exactly. It's
okay.
Ilya.
All right. Don't want to make sure I don't want to bomb that, but tell me, same question to you. When did you first hear about Bitcoin blockchain, and what got you interested to dive into the industry?
That's a wonderful question, but I can't pinpoint the exact time and place where I heard about blockchain. But it definitely was something that really, caught my attention from the very beginning. This whole idea of an immutable storage of data that you can't really tamper with if you do that right, essentially. So it seems like something that was bound to happen in the IT industry. And so now we're here and we have this technology and many instances of that technology. And I think that for me, the key question nowadays is how do we actually use that technology to improve the world and to make the lives of people better in general. So, yeah.
Very nice. When did you get your first Bitcoin?
Can you say that again?
When did you get your first Bitcoin?
I think it was quite late, probably in 2017.
Don't say 2017.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm one of those guys. But I already started
Helping everyone else. Helping everyone else.
That's right.
But I already started working professionally in the blockchain industry in 2017. So it was more like a curiosity out of the, I wanted to know the technology better. So yeah.
Gotcha. Very cool. Alexi, same question to you. What got you
Actually,
interested in Bitcoin and blockchain and the whole 9 yards?
yes, same time as Ben guys. Actually, 2013. Then Bitcoin was like an software and a token for some shady markets, and only for that. And I was a quantitative researcher in some high frequency trading hedge fund. And this fund was also involved and focused on modern finance applications. And it was like mostly Bitcoin and other coins, like privacy coins. And I was involved in the projects of BTC market making and new exchanges. At that time, it was really exotic. And also BTC mining pools, anti-fraud, and the modeling. So because it was a time for creating of pools for mining, but a lot of people try to actually send some wrong hashes, etc. So it was really interesting to build a model to prevent that. But I didn't understand the potential of decentralization and BTC at that time, because as I said before, it was mostly like lack of use cases. And the most use case was like, yeah, like let's gamble and let's just mine it. So I changed my mind after ICO boom, actually, not because of ICO and I was involved in ICO, but mostly because I understand the potential of smart contracts. So this was like crucial point for me to understand the potential, and it was a time that we saw some good use cases like Augur, Banker, Maker. It was in theory at that time, but it was really interesting to see the potential. So I joined professionally in 2017. Again, yeah.
Don't feel bad. 2017 was when I created my YouTube channel. So I'm just as guilty as everyone else. 2017, I was hooked and I was sold. My first Bitcoin, believe it or not, was I actually my good friend has been trying to get me to buy Bitcoin for years. Okay, since 2014, I think it's the first time he mentioned it. He mentioned it again in 2015. 2016 for my birthday, he bought me some Bitcoin and gave me this cold storage wallet. It's like, here's some Bitcoin. Don't lose it. Learn about it. All right. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, whatever. He just gave me a little flash drive. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to use it. And later in 2016, Bitcoin started making the news because it started making some moves and there was a lot of anticipation, a lot more coverage. And I was like, let me pay attention to this. I actually took the time to dive in, take a look. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. Went ahead and bought some more Bitcoin. So yeah, I had an opportunity to get in sooner, but I was resistant to it. Just like the same reason you guys mentioned. It just seems so sketchy, right? It just, any initial research you did on it before 2017 was just like, oh, it's a dark web currency, it's a scam currency. It's just, yeah, I wish I could have gone back and bought like, a few thousand Bitcoin, but hindsight's 2020. Now, I want to get everyone some perspective on what Band protocol and what Waves protocol is. I mean, let's give people some perspective as to inspiration. All right, so we'll go with Band. Either one of you can answer this. What was the inspiration for you guys? Like who or what was the inspiration for you guys to develop a Band and take it to where it is now?
Sure, I can take that. So the three of us co-founders sort of got together around 2015. At that time, we were just building mobile games application related to cryptocurrencies. And then when Ethereum came around, right, in 2015 and 16, when things were picking up with the ICOs and all of that, we were tinkering around with smart contract quite a lot, trying to build some dApps on top of Ethereum, right? Ranging from stablecoin to betting application. We were really fascinated with how to build a decentralized, let's say, Powerball, right? It was really cool. We were doing a lot of different ideas. And every single time that we try to build these applications, we always came across the same Oracle problems, right? Which is essentially how to bring data from outside of blockchain, the off-chain data, into the blockchain application in the most secure and reliable manner. It's a fundamental problems that no matter what the apps you make, essentially you will need it, right? And so we realized the potential of Oracle problems and how big it is as an infrastructure. I mean, now people start to realize even more, right? With the rise of DeFi and how Oracle plays such an important role in securing a lot of these DeFis and make sure things are tight and secure, right? So I guess that was the turning point where we start BAN as an Oracle to solve an Oracle problems. And fast forward to 2019-20, we start to see a lot more potential given that there's a lot more layer one solution coming out. Before you have, Ethereum's Waves, Tron, EOS, right? Now you start to see much more. You have Celos, you have Polkadot, you have Cosmos. Everyone is coming to market, and all of them will need that. And that's why we start to focus on how to become the best cross-chain Oracle solutions to all these different blockchains, including Waves, of course.
That's a pretty dang cool story. That's a really cool story. Band is actually, I think, right now is a project that I don't think enough people are truly aware of where you guys are at right now. But that's a really cool backstory. Now, Waves. Same question to you guys. Either one of you can answer. What was the inspiration, right, for you guys to develop Waves and bring it to where it's at right now?
I can get it actually. So as I can say, my team was involved in different blockchain development stuff, including different dApps and services, and we experimented with different technologies. And one of the most interesting thing for me was like cheap of transaction cost, and it was like a main factor actually to build the dApps at that time 2 years ago. And I started understanding different blockchains, and Waves was attract my attention because it was like a fixed fee. It was smart contracts and different blockchain primitives to build apps as a Lego constructor, this kind of thing. And after that, I joined Waves and my team as a consul. So I was representative of Waves in different conferences, etc. I had my own project on Waves. And right now we are building a lot of projects together, including online courses, Neutrino protocol and Gravity protocol as well. Still, I think that we have to be focused on important stuff in blockchain development. And one of the best thing is actually it's actually cost of development and cost of transactions, because it's crucial for mass adoption. So because of least proof of stake, because of low transactions cost, it can be considered as one of the as interested blockchain for building dApps. And right now, the ecosystem and the developers, code developers, and the independent teams are focused on bringing Waves into the interchain DeFi. It means that this system shouldn't be closed and focused on itself product, but everything which is actually can be ported to the another ecosystem, including Ethereum and Tron, etc., should be ported in a native way. So this is some really powerful paradigm change, and we are working on that right now.
Very, very, very cool. This is a very exciting, very inspiring backstories here. All right, so how about this? Now that we get a base of who you guys are as a team, the whys of why you developed both projects, let's go ahead and dive into the real questions about both Band and Waves. Now, this question right here is meant to be a little bit fun, right? Because, I mean, we all have our own titles. We all know what our jobs are, all right? Just have a little bit of fun here just to see how well the team knows what's what and who's who. Savaris, can you tell me what Paul's actual role is? And Paul, can you tell me what Saravis's actual role is and what they're supposed to be doing with their jobs? We'll with Paul first. Why not?
Wait, whose role?
We'll go with you first. Tell me what Saravis's actual role is, right? What his job description is and what his responsibilities actually are. And he's going to try to tell me what your responsibilities are.
Wait, Sorvis?
Yes.
It's a really tricky question.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Be honest. If he's bad at his job, tell us. We want to know.
Yeah,
No.
just want to make sure we're not scammed and we're actually real people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so to be honest, he is CEO, right? So he makes sure that first and foremost, our company is running well. He set a lot of standard, right? So like, I know this is supposed to be funny, but in all the seriousness, he is a strictest person in the company, in the sense that we are in the decentralized space and we have to basically be careful with our every move, and including our product, right? And especially Oracle, where we'll be responsible for the value locking up in the space, hundred and possibly thousands of millions of dollars is at stake here. So the impression that I have with him is that he's like super strict in about everything in when he's doing his job. But once he's off the job, then he's kind of like in a different mode. He's like different person, which is a sort of a good and a bad thing, because he pushed a lot of responsibility and a sense of ownership onto everyone in the team, and that's his job as a CEO.
Very, very nice. We learned something about you. He said you're very sweet. Saravis, tell me about Paul. What's his job?
Sure.
What makes him the right person for the job that he has?
Right, sure. So Paul, we met a couple years back. He's a really good coder, especially on the front end. This guy can whip up a website within a minute, like crazy. Really, really, really smart guy. So that's why we brought him in as a co-founder. Take care of the front end. So right now he's in charge of product side of things for us. So anything that you see like scanner, a band, Paul take care of that, as well as heading the integration team. So as you know, we're an Oracle, so we are essentially a B2B business, right? We work with Waves, we work with other business partners. Paul take care of that and make sure we can manage when we talk to a lot of partners with different requirements, because Paul understands both the business side of things as well as a really deep technical level questions, and that make him pretty suitable for that role, right? Yeah.
That is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right. We're going to do this with Waves, and then we're going to dive into more details about this partnership. But I just want to get people a perspective of who you guys are. Ilya, tell me about Alexei. What makes him the right person for the job?
Okay, so I got to tell that working with Alexei has been amazing since the very beginning. And I have a metaphor for you. If we look at our company as a distributed system with a bunch of nodes, Alexei would be a node with the most connections, meaning that all roads lead to him, and he has like a bird's eye view of everything that's happening internally and externally, and it's also fun to work with the guy. I mean, he has like a substantial experience in crypto and also outside of crypto, which is very important. I think it really helps to do things right. And we also we've known each other for quite a long time, but we started collaborating during the year 2017, and we worked together during that ICO craze. It was quite hilarious, I would say. But after that, we started really focusing on building products that solve real problems and to really bring mass adoption to crypto. That has been our focus for quite a long time. So yeah.
Very, very nice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. A little backstory right there. What about you, Alexei? Tell me about Ilya. What makes him the right person for the job?
Yeah, actually, Ilya is a full stack professional. It means that he can do everything, like everything, coding stuff, marketing, product architecture, operational management of whole team. So he can just handle everything, and I think we can't just be successful without him, because everything. So he told that any communication is going through my person, but actually all processes are going through him. So so it's kind of like I'm not a person who is only talking, but but a lot of job is done by him, and he is person who actually can deliver everything, and which with a lot of capacity of operational stuff. So and we are with Ilya together, we are transhumanist persons who believe in really sci-fi things like mind uploads, etc. So we have a lot of common together to discuss, not about crypto and decentralization or AI, but a lot of much far topics in the space.
He is the one-stop shop basically for Waves, huh? Very nice. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the actual projects themselves. Band, right? So in 60 seconds, either one of you can take this. Give me a brief explanation of what Band is, okay? And give me an idea of the vision, goals, what does Band want to achieve in the long run? Either one of you can take this.
Yep, I can take this one. So Band Protocol essentially aims to be a middleman, right, that connects the new Web3, which is on the blockchain side, with the Web 2.0 and the internet ecosystem that has been developed in the past, basically 30 years. So we've seen a lot of blockchain applications recently that relies not only on the deterministic nature of blockchain to work, but also relying on the fact that it knows knowledge about what happens in real world. For example, DeFi relies on the exchange rate of tokens, right? That happens in the centralized exchange mostly. Hopefully, like as time goes, we can see a lot of these dependencies going away. But for foreseeable future, Oracle problem is going to persist. And basically, Band aims to be serving blockchain across multiple ecosystems and allow them to basically connect to any data in the Web 2.0.
Very, very nice. That's pretty sexy stuff right there. All right, Waves. Either one of you, 60 seconds, brief description of what Waves is, vision, goals, and what do you want to achieve in the long run.
So I can do that again. About Waves. So Waves is actually least proof of stake based consensus blockchain with a lot of nodes right now, and with some unique approach to the smart contracts. It's not Turing complete smart contracts, and there is a system based on blockchain primitives, which makes DApp development easy and actually more secure with alternatives. And the recent strategy of how Waves is actually developing is interoperability focused, and focused on to be an open system for another chains to build up products with the potential of mass adoption. So there is no place for competition, etc. The main focus is actually solving problems of adoption, and we have different projects on Waves, and which is actually supported by Waves Association, is Gravity and Neutrino, and we are not core contributors. Me and Ilya, we are not core contributors of Waves. I mean, in terms of node and the blockchain, but we are a team of developers who is building the second layer dApps for that, and who is actually working on solving interoperability problem and the Oracle problem, etc. So this is why we are strongly connected with the band guys right now, because we have a common goals, like not to compete, but achieve the common goals together, and bring diversification of technical solutions, including Oracle problems or interoperability problems or any other problems we will met. So this is what Waves is. It's an actually ecosystem right now, not a company or one single project. It's a set of different teams who is working on the same issues and problems.
I have to say, I really respect that, what you're saying there about how you're taking two different projects, right, that basically have two of the same ideas of a common goal. But instead of working against each other, we're working with each other. One of the philosophies that actually brought me into this space was the idea of community, the cryptocurrency community. And that word community is something that you're starting to see, in my opinion, die off very quickly in this space, with heavy tribalism and the negative style marketing that a lot of projects are choosing to run with right now. So to hear you talk about the fact that, hey, listen, their doors are open, our doors are open, we partner together, we're here to solve, we're here to create solutions for the problems that are out there. I mean, that's very admirable. I think that's a really cool thing. I think we need more of that in this space, to be completely honest with you guys. I think we get more done. So this partnership with Band and Waves, I just want to emphasize this real fast, because for some reason we have, and I guess maybe because, you know, the Oracle side is not something that a lot of people in the community have a lot of appreciation for, actually do a lot of diligence in. They just kind of take what's given to them. Band and Waves, this is an actual partnership, right? Band does provide Oracle solutions. Now, question is this the... Yes. And there's a misconception that right now you guys are just a paper project. So this is an actual working partnership, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Well, I mean,
we want to make that.
I think we all passed the 2017 era, where, you know, people do MOU with a lot of the companies. I mean, some companies still do that. We don't have that policies. We always announce partnership when we actually do work with them. Right. Regardless of, you know, other people doing marketing to downplay some of our partnership or even, you know, attack us, right? Like you said, I think we're really friendly and our doors are always open. We work with projects and we are really serious about, you know, actually getting adoption from that. That's why, you know, you look at Waves, I mean, we're not just saying we're doing partnership, we actually have working products. We have, you know, technical development guide right on top of Waves that people can utilize. So, you know, things are really different now. This is 2020. So
good deal. All right.
One thing that...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that one thing that hits me right away when I first talked to Alexei is how deep he's willing to like dig me into like a technical detail and actually ask me like, hey, how does band protocol work? How do we handle you know, each validator like not cheating? How do we make sure the liveness and the correctness of the data? And a lot of like really deep and critical questions that actually makes me want to work with him, because I know that he cares a lot about the quality of the data and actually want to make the data, you know, high quality data to Neutrino, because, you know, at the end of the day, it's not only, you know, us developer talking, right? We are here to, you know, help the community go forward by making sure that the tech is very robust. And one of the reasons why I want to work with Wave as one of the, you know, earliest partner is how deeply you know, they care about that.
Very nice. That's very nice. I just want to establish that this is not just, you know, basically what you said, Saurav, is 2017 style. Hey, let's just put a partnership out there on paper. This is an actual working partnership. Now, the thing that you guys are working on is DeFi. DeFi is something that is like really sexy right now in the crypto atmosphere. And the thing you guys are working on is called interchain DeFi, right? Any one of you can take this one in a short and sweet terms. Explain to me what interchain DeFi actually is. Anyone?
Ilya, can you?
Yeah, sure, I can talk about it. So basically, we think that decentralized systems are more flexible and resilient versus the centralized counterparts that exist in the real world. And during these difficult times of pandemics, it has been showing pretty well. So DeFi protocols such as Neutrino, for instance, I think they have become sort of an answer to the problem where some places in the world do not have infrastructure or do not have certain legal entities or right people that can create such projects that would bring financial services to people. So basically, that's what DeFi is doing. So with DeFi, we can actually tackle those parts that cannot be tackled but by the centralized projects. And so with interchain, I think it's important to note that I've been following open source for quite a long time, and fragmentation is like a bane of any open source project. And so resources are limited, and the talented people are limited. So we build many projects competing instead of collaborating. So it's the same in the crypto space and in the DeFi space. So it's demonstrated by the fact that there are so many blockchains and so many tokens on those blockchains. And so for us, the interchain solution that we're building is called Gravity. It's it's like a connection, like a glue that binds it all together. And it's very important to note that Gravity is blockchain agnostic, which means that, and it is blockchain agnostic in the truest sense of this word. We always say that it's blockchain agnostic. And to prove that, we do not introduce any unnecessary entities, such as a new token, into Gravity. And it is something that hasn't been done before. I mean, most of the projects that provide Oracle services, they have their new token. And so we're trying to get away from that. And essentially, we bring in simplicity, but with that simplicity, we bring in very great power. So I think we can maybe talk a little bit more about Gravity if it's something that we have time for, but.
No, absolutely. Actually, I wanted to dive into basically Gravity is a tool, right? Basically one of the tools in this. I wanted to talk about Gravity, how it ties in, Neutrino, how all it ties in, and then most of all, how Band comes in there to help, put this full circle. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, if you want to go ahead and jump into how Gravity works in this ecosystem, absolutely. Because I think that's something that I've tried to talk about as well on my channel. I've put it in simple terms, and I've encouraged people to look at it. But I think it would come out best from you guys to explain Gravity, how it works with interchain DeFi, and what's exciting about it.
I can tell a bit about that, and especially how we can reach a lot of results with Band. So I respect Band because they are building a huge and powerful system of oracles, and they have their own approach to that, and also token design approach for that, and it's actually works pretty nice. And as Ilya mentioned, Gravity is not only blockchain agnostic but also token agnostic. So it means that there is no place for focusing on some one token. There is a place for different models of monetization for oracles. And with Band, we can use Band token for incentivization with another projects who prefer to pay in ETH or in another native token or probably stable coins. We can combine it with them. So the diversity of models is actually crucial here, because nobody knows how market will look like after a couple of years, right? Right now we have a lot of demand on stable coins, and probably it will work. Also, we have a lot of potential with the staking tokens and with the tokens which secure the network. And this is our approach, actually, to build as diverse system as possible, but keep it secure. So the more approaches of how data can be protected or can be aggregated you have, the more freedom for dApp developers you actually create. So they can use that as they want. They can decide which approach is better, which approach is not appropriate for them. And this is why this partnership is crucial, because we actually can reach that practically. For example, with Neutrino, we have a system. So with Neutrino, we have oracles, like anonymous oracles, because they are protecting a system with a lot of millions actually. And so the same thing with the maker. But instead of just moving all oracles to the open system, we just can't do that. It's not secure. We have to do that step by step, right? And the first step with the partnership with Band is actually designing a system of emergency shutdown for Neutrino. So it's not started as a price feed. It's started as a deviation for the price feed. And the Band oracles are actually independent actors who are looking for and watching what's going on the market, or what's going on with the smart contract. And if something happened, for example, hack attack or whatever, their oracles can protect the system from any kind of attacks, or prevent them just by stopping smart contracts. So this is really interesting approach, like very unique. And we did a lot of conversation and also attempts to understand how we can actually build this kind of partnership, not because of marketing, but because of sense, like what kind of issues we have and how we can cover them together. So Band is one of the most important strategic partners right now for projects. And the Gravity can be used as a layer for blockchain communication into the waves and probably another blockchains, but the monetization model can be different. Depends on the market needs actually. And this is why we have common goals, common values, and I believe in that partnership as well.
That's pretty cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, one quick note I do want to add is that this collaboration is not one-time thing where we just do this thing, do this like integration, and then part ways, right? The reason that we do it in sort of like a smaller impact way first is because we want to be on the cautious side, right? Because right now Neutrino has been securing a lot of dollars, right? I think right now it's almost or maybe exceed $15 million already. So we want to proceed step by step. And with the first iteration of being an emergency oracle, once we have that being successful, proposed to the community, getting integrated, we can then collaborate further on integrating Band into the Gravity Hub, right? And then provide the actual price feed to Neutrino itself, as well as other projects, other DeFi project being built on Raise platform. So yeah. This is like a long-term collaboration that we aim to achieve, and we are doing it now.
And also, I want to mention that Neutrino is not only US dollar pegged currency. I mean, there is not only one price feed is important, but also there is a plan called Collider, which means that based on top of the Neutrino protocol, the team is working on tokenization of real assets like gold, stock, or another currencies. And of course, we need correct and trustful price feed from exchanges, from different types of exchanges or OTCs, for example, for gold. And this is why we are working together, because band oracles can provide that information as well.
That's really cool. I mean, if you try to absorb all of this information at once, it's a lot. But taking this piece by piece and listening to what you guys are saying, this is actually a pretty significant partnership. This is real problem solving. This isn't, I like this because this isn't just, hey, we're going to put these ideas on paper. This is actual, hey, our partnerships are executing actual, providing actual solutions to actual problems and concerns, especially with Neutrino. So, I mean, that is really cool. And I didn't think about the partnership with Band as being basically a fail-safe for Neutrino. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is actually all mind blowing, especially because if you take it on a surface level with Band, and again, no offense, it's easy to assume based off of what's out there is that you guys don't really provide a lot of solutions. Whereas with Waves, you guys are providing a really in-depth solutions, not to protect their network, to protect assets, and most importantly, to protect those who are investing in these projects, with Waves. So, I mean, that is that's really cool. I like how this is all going full circle and how everything is working hand in hand together. Now, that being said, I do have a question. All right. So DeFi right now, it's super sexy when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. I think it rocketed past 2 billion total in locked up value. So my question is, we know how Band's integration with Neutrino is working, right? Has Band protocol worked in collaboration with a lot of other DeFi projects to provide these Oracle services? I mean, because it's as big as it is right now. I just got to know.
Right. I guess that's the $1 million question. A lot of people ask that. And again, we don't do announcement for good reasons, right?
Well, it could just be a very general yes, no, right?
I guess the most gentle way to say this is obviously we're not sitting around in our office, playing golf. So, we're
not twiddling your thumbs playing video games, are you?
That's right. I mean, it's 10 p.m. here in Thailand. I'm still working. All of our engineers still working. We work really hard around the clock, just simply because, like you said, the rise of the apps, the rise of DeFi, not just on Ethereum ecosystem, but across multiple layer one, right? So, I mean, it's a lot of let's just say that I think there's a lot of potentials of DeFi across different layer one. We are in touch with most, if not all of them. Obviously, they're popping like mushrooms, so it's a bit difficult keeping track of that. But that's why we are growing our integration team, almost double them in the past few months, and looking to hire a lot more engineers as well. So I guess that's the most subtle way I can put it that way. Yeah.
Hey, I like that answer though. You're not trying to boast. You're not trying to oversell anything. That's very clean.
Right. Again, I think we are moving away from the model of announcing something first before working on it. I want to finish integration, actually having real product just like Waves, right? Before announcing something, because that to me is much more concrete and it makes a lot more sense. I mean, in a traditional sense of way, as opposed to the old MOU era. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask this one: the Waves. With this complete ecosystem, I mean, to complete the Waves ecosystem with Gravity and Neutrino, you guys have incorporated Band in there. What does Waves look like? I don't know. Let's say 6 months from now. Let's just say quarter four. What does Waves, Gravity, Neutrino, the Band, all that collaboration, that big full circle ecosystem? What does it look like by quarter four? Where do you think this is headed? What's the ambition here?
It's a pretty tricky question because market is changing so fast. So we can actually say that, but I think we'll change something because I don't know. Really, right now it's a focus on to be open, and I think it's a really important value. So we will have a lot of integration with different chains, and Band will help us with that, and we'll together build some kind of business development strategy as well to communicate with different chains for different needs. For example, interoperable tokens is just the first example how cross-chain integrations can look like. Then your token can be swapped to another chain, etc. Be traded on one DEX and second DEX, etc. It's just only one thing, but I believe in a much broader picture. Then you will have, for example, MetaMask, but you can use dApps on Waves, for example, right? Or if you have Waveskeeper or another Tron Link, whatever interface or wallet for communicating with the blockchain, you can proceed transactions in other chains, and you can choose whatever approach you like. And I see a lot of aggregators, like DeFi services aggregators, which is not focused only on ETH. I love ETH, but I see some kind of danger here, like tribalism or whatever, because we're speaking about DeFi. It's by default, it's just ETH DeFi services, and it's really hard to push alternatives there. I think it will be solved, and we will be as an example of how blockchains can be opened for actually adoption for services, for solving problems, for developing dApps, which is not required MetaMask or only one type of connector. So I believe in that. I believe that it will work much better, because there is a place for alternatives. For example, Solidity is tuning complete smart contract languages, so there is a lot of potential for non-secure code, and it's actually pretty hard to control everything you've done. And because of composability, your like an issue can be used to hack another project, another DeFi project. This is actually a bad case of composability. But I believe that with interchain DeFi, Kristof just disappeared. Okay, cannot hear you.
Yeah, my camera froze. Sorry, we'll have to edit that out. No, but everything you just said there, right? I can simplify that into layman's terms, because it goes back to what I was saying originally. What brought me into this space is community. This ecosystem is bringing back community into cryptocurrency. Basically, you're not saying it doesn't have to be one way. We don't have to have tribalism. We don't have to create such complicated systems to where we can't work together. You guys are creating an ecosystem to where you actually can create true interoperability without limitations. And that, I think, is very important, because it brings back the community concept. By bringing back the community concept through technology, I feel like that's how you can achieve more adoption, actual real use case. The limitations to use case right now is an exact thing that you're talking about. So limitations in technology and how everything's very binary. It's got to be this way. You have to keep it on this track. You have to follow this protocol. But if you can open those doors, you can expand and give options. I think that is the secret to creating more use case and even more development. And I think that's really cool. What's happening here? You guys should tagline this: bringing community back to crypto, because that's truly what's happening here in the simplest form, the simplest explanation possible. Using the technology to bring the community concept back, and I think that's really powerful. Now, I have taken up a lot of your time. I want each of you, if you want to, give a 30-second closing thought, about Band, Waves, this partnership, where things are going. What should people be excited about? I guess we'll start off with Saravis, closing thoughts. What is it that people should be excited about, and where is this going?
Sure. Thanks a lot. So, Band Protocol, as everyone knows, we are still an early stage company. We are still fairly young. We recently just got into the market. We have a lot of, we are really tech focused. We focus a lot on our, as we talk in this talk, we really focus on our partners, making sure that we can create the best Oracle solutions that can address the need of all this cross-chain, requirement, right? From a lot of the different partners, the app developers who need a secure Oracle to connect their apps to real world data. So I think for us, we are really long-term focused. Over the next few years, we are going to be solving these problems. We are going to be helping a lot of our partners and making sure DeFi is safe, to make sure that there are much more meaningful DApps and that can scale to millions of users and actually bring mass adoption into this industry. That has always been my passion over the last few years, and that's going to remain that way for the next foreseeable futures. Over the next 5 to 10 years, we do believe that Oracle is going to become a really, really important infrastructure at the same level as smart contract itself, and that's why we are here in this industry. We are really committed to making sure we can deliver the best solution here in the industry.
Very, very nice. Good answer. What about you, Paul?
But it will take time.
Good things take time. That's what they say. What about you, Paul?
I'll say something about our collaboration with Wave specifically. And again, as I said, I really look forward to upcoming months and years ahead, that both Band protocol and Waves can grow together and bring interchain and interoperable both Oracle and DeFi to the space, and really look for creating a solution and solve a real problem together.
Very nice. Very, very nice. You, Ilya, closing thoughts? What should people be excited about? Where's things going?
Yeah, so I personally am very excited about this collaboration with Band Protocol. We're planning to do a lot of R&D, a lot of brainstorming and working together and bringing in. So basically, the first main goal is to bring real trusted cross-chain data into Neutrino protocol, which would allow us to scale it more. And after that, when we introduce gravity into the picture, it will really become the true interchain DeFi, is what we've been talking about. And I strongly believe that this collaboration with Band Protocol would be able to provide us with all the necessary resources in terms of just brains that can just provide new ideas, new fresh ideas, yeah. So I suppose we're going to see a lot of new interesting stuff coming up in the second half of the year. So get excited.
Very, very cool. Alexi?
I can just say that Band and Waves to the moon.
Band to the waves to the moon. I like that. You see my background. I'm already there.
That's like a really concise way to put it. Less than 30 seconds as well.
I'm there. I love it. To the moon. Let's do it.
Back to 2017, guys.
There you go. There you go. Let's do it. All right, guys.
Right?
Yeah. I learned a lot in this chat, and I think a lot of people who are watching this are also going to learn a lot as well. And I think the simplest way to explain what you guys are doing is really bringing the community back into crypto, using the technology. It's really cool how all of this works together: Waves, Gravity, Neutrino, Band. And I didn't really even think about how Band was actually fitting in there. And initially, when you explained to me that it was a fail-safe, how it started, it's like, man, it's crazy the different applications that an Oracle like Band can actually have. And this is just the beginning, like you said, for Band. It's just the beginning. And for Waves, I mean, you guys are known for being some of the most flexible and adaptable project out there. If you look at your history, you guys made it easy for people to tokenize. You made it easy for developers to develop, and now you guys are providing solutions to make it easy in the DeFi sector, So, I mean, this is very exciting stuff. Very, very exciting stuff, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate your time. I really do. Thanks again. I hope everyone who's watching enjoyed and learned something. Make sure you follow me on YouTube and follow all these guys on Twitter. And yeah, that's it for today, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kristof.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kristof.